welcome back to another episode of Easy Kitchen. Today we're switching things up and going vegan. We want to show you that going vegan isn't just boring salads and bland food. We're going to show you a really easy recipe for some green pea patties that are completely vegan and completely delicious. Alright, so we're going to start with our pea patties, and to do this we're going to use canned peas. You can use frozen peas, fresh peas, canned peas, whichever peas that you like. I just get the canned peas because they're easy, they can last in the cupboard for a while, and they're pretty cheap. They're probably no more than $2 per can. I'm just going to measure out about a cup. It's about a cup. Dropped some in there. And then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of flour. Doesn't have to be an exact measurement, just rough. 2 tablespoons of flour. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of whatever dressing you like. We are using the Annie's Goddess dressing. It's creamy tahini and lemon. The tahini works really well in this dish. The lemon does as well, just combined with everything else. Put that right in. And then we want a 4th cup of breadcrumbs. We're just using the plain ones. They have flavored breadcrumbs if you want. I just get the plain because this dish is really flavorful as it is. This one, 4th cup. Okay. And then just a sprinkle of salt. And then we're going to do 1.5 teaspoons of allspice, cumin, and red pepper. We're just doing a 1/2 teaspoon of each so that it equals 1.5 teaspoons. You can use whatever flavorings or seasonings that you like. I'm using the cayenne pepper for some heat, and then the allspice and cumin just to go really well with that tahini sauce that we put in. And we'll also top our patties with the tahini. Put the allspice and the cumin. Okay, these are just gonna give our patties a really good flavor. Put this away. And then the last thing we're gonna add to this is a green onion. You just want one of them. You don't want the root end. That's a little stronger. We're just going to chop this up. Just a rough chop. You're going to put it in the food processor anyways. Doesn't have to be precise at all. Okay. Into the food processor. Top on here, and then we're just gonna blend it until it's smooth. If you don't have a food processor, a blender works great. If you don't have a very good blender, you can just mash everything up with a potato masher or a fork. Just whatever gets everything to kind of a paste. Okay. So we have our kind of a dough here. I know it doesn't look very appetizing, but you have to trust the process. Okay, we're just going to get it all out. You're going to want your hands kind of wet for this, so just run them under the faucet, dry them off a little bit. You don't want them dripping, just a little bit wet so that the mixture doesn't stick to your hands. And then from this ball of dough, pea dough, we're going to try to section out 6 pieces. We want 6 little patties. That's great for 2 people. We each get 3. So we're just going to cut it in half, and then cut each half into thirds. By doing this, you're just making sure that they're all going to be about the same size. You're not going to get them perfect, and that's totally fine. Okay. I'm just going to re-wet my hands, and then we will mold them into our patties. Okay, I'm taking one little section of our dough here. I'm just going to roll it into a ball at first, and then I'm going to kind of smush it down into a patty, kind of using my finger and my thumb to form it, and then using my other thumb and finger to make it even. Just kind of want to do this and repeat the steps until you get the thickness that you want. I'm going about 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch thick. And then this is our little pea patty. Okay, I'm just going to repeat those steps with all of our little balls of dough and just put them on a plate because we're going to put it in the fridge once all these are formed. And then I'm going to re-wet my hands, and then we'll finish up the rest. Okay, we have all of our pea patties formed. We're just going to pop them in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes, just until they kind of harden up a little bit. Now to start on our couscous salad, we're going to start with 1 cup of the pearl couscous that we used a couple weeks ago. It's just my favorite kind of couscous. I love the texture and the flavor of it. And it really picks up a lot of the flavors that you're going to be putting into the dish also, which is fantastic. And I have a pan heating on medium-high heat. So we're going to put our couscous right into the pan. And we're going to lightly toast this. Just for about a minute or so. And then while that toasts, I'm just going to get our water ready. For every 1 cup of couscous, you're going to be putting in 1 1/3 cups of water. And then you don't need any salt or anything like that. The dish is already so flavorful. We're putting on like a white wine vinaigrette, so it's going to pick up a lot of extra flavors, and you don't really need to flavor it in the pan. Okay, we're going to put our water in, 1/3 cup, and 1 cup. Give that a stir. We're going to reduce the heat a little bit, just to a medium-low. We're going to let it come up to a simmer and leave it uncovered, cooking it for about 10 to 12 minutes or until all the water has absorbed. And then while that's going, I'm going to cut up the veggies for our salad. So we're using some grape tomatoes. You can use cherry tomatoes if you would like. You just want the smaller ones, just so that they're bite-sized. I lost my knife. I found the knife. Okay, so we're going to cut up the tomatoes. We're just going to have them. That one's not very good. It's a little too soft. You want the firmer ones. You don't want the really soft ones. The flavor is just not as good. Okay, you just want to do a couple of these. You can do as many as you like. I am not the biggest fan of tomatoes. Zach likes them. So I don't add a ton, but I add some. Okay. tomatoes. And then we're going to do half of a cucumber. I like using English cucumbers. I really like their texture and their taste. Okay, cut it off. Okay, we're just gonna cut it in half. And then in fourths. And I typically leave the seeds in cucumbers whenever I'm putting them in salads, but for this one, I'm actually going to just take them out. So I'm just going to run my knife right down them and take them out. You can leave the seeds in if you want. The reason I just take them out in this dish is because I don't want the seeds to get kind of lost with the couscous. It's just going to make it a little bit mushier. And that's not what I'm going for in this dish. All the seeds are out, so I'm just going to give these a rough chop. Okay. And then I'm going to cut up a fourth of a red onion. You can leave the red onions out. Sometimes they are pretty strong, but I did find that with this dressing, the dressing really kind of mellows out the onion, so there's not a very strong taste there. And then you just want to thinly slice this. And then we're going to put this all into a bowl. I love the colors in this salad. It really reminds me of summer. Living in Florida, it's basically summer year-round, and it's hot. Okay. Now that we have our veggies cut up and placed into a bowl, we're going to start on our dressing. So for this, we just want to start with 1/4 cup of olive oil. I'm trying not to spill. Okay. And you want to put these ingredients in either a mason jar or a glass jar with a lid. We are using Tupperware that has a lid that doesn't let things escape. You're going to really shake this pretty vigorously, so you want to make sure that it's not going anywhere. We're going to add a tablespoon of white wine vinegar. Tupperware. Move this over so you can actually see it. We want some salt and pepper, just to taste. A 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. The juice of a whole lemon. We're just going to roll it to get all the juices released. Go ahead and squeeze that in. And then we want 1 to 2 garlic cloves. You know me, I'm putting in 2. It is going to be raw garlic though. You're not cooking this, so the flavor is going to be a lot stronger, a lot just more kind of harsh. Gonna peel the garlic. We'll compromise and do 1 large clove and 1 small clove. Get the skins off of there. Turns out this was like 4 cloves. Okay, and then we're just going to grate them into our dressing. Gonna rinse off my hands, and then we're gonna shake it up. Okay, we're going to give this, close it, make sure it's nice and tight, and shake it. My shaking skills are not very good today. I'm sore. Zach and I are preparing to train for the Murph Challenge, so we'll have a fun activity for that in a couple weeks, but I thought I'd do some prep for it yesterday, and it turns out that was a big mistake because I can't move today. Okay, we're gonna check on our couscous. Okay, you can see that the water has almost completely absorbed. So we're gonna take it off the heat and then let it rest until we are ready to put it into our veggies. Okay. And then we're going to get our pea patties out. Oops. Okay. Our patties are done. They're just coming out of the fridge. They've been in there for probably about 20 minutes. They're nice and they've hardened up a bit. We've got our oil going on a medium-high heat. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in our patties. Okay, and we're going to let these go for about 4 to 5 minutes on each side until they get nice brown and crispy. Okay, our patties are just getting done. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the heat. I'm gonna put 3 patties on a plate. The color is gorgeous. It doesn't look gross anymore. Okay, they have a nice crisp edge on them. Come on. Okay. We're going to toss our couscous with the rest of our veggies for the couscous salad. Bring that over here. As always, no couscous left behind. Okay, maybe. Okay. We're going to give one more quick shake to our dressing. Pour that in. We're going to pour it in to taste. A lot of the times it doesn't need as much as you made, but that is good. Toss this. This salad is really good, hot or cold. It's also really good if you add in some feta. However, we're doing vegan tonight, so feta does not make the cut. There are pretty good vegan cheeses though out there for those of you who think, I don't know, I like cheese too much to go vegan. There are some really good vegan cheeses that we eat pretty regularly. We're gonna toss these onto our plates. Don't be afraid to have a lot. That's so much. Okay. And then lastly, we're going to top our patties with the same dressing that we put in them at the beginning. So we're using the tahini lemon. I just really like the tahini when I'm making a vegan dish. Tahini is just really creamy. It's ground up sesame seeds. It's kind of like the consistency of peanut butter or almond butter. It's really good, really tasty, especially with the lemon. then since we put it in the patties, it's gonna go really well on top of it also. Okay, and there you have it. I told you that vegan food did not have to be boring salads or bland food. For the full recipe, check out the description box below and head over to our Instagram page at easy_kitchen_. Oh my gosh, so good, so good.